We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. It is our desire to coax you into the vortex on whatever the subject is. We have a whole bag of tricks to help you find your way in. But most of all, we want you to know that once you understand these two vibrational aspects of you, you're now going to understand everything that you've ever lived or everything that anybody else is living. In other words, there are no mysteries once you understand the laws of the universe. And the laws of the universe are very simple. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So in this non-physical vortex, everything vibrational that is likened to your desire has already been assembled. That's why we can look into your vortex of creation and let you know it is absolute that what you want is done. The expanded, evolved version of you is vibrationally completed. But then you say, but Abraham, I'm here in a physical body, in a physical world. I want manifestations around me. And we say, and they will come, but not until you cue yourself up vibrationally and become a match to the precursor of all creation. You've got to bring yourself vibrationally up to speed, and it is our promise to you that the physical trappings will show themselves to you. But there's one thing that we want to say to you. You didn't come for the physical trappings, and we're not trying to talk you out of them. We want you to have them. You came for the exhilaration of coming into alignment with you. You came in this body knowing that contrast would help you to expand. And you knew that once the expansion had taken place, that the sweetest ride of your life would be in the getting up to speed with that expansion. It's not just the getting of the stuff or the landing of the relationship or the deposit into your bank account of the dollars that you're seeking. It's not only the manifestation that is meant to give you those good feelings. It is the emotional alignment that is responsible for the good feelings. And if you can get this thing that we're going to say to you next, your life will be blissful from this point forward. If you can be happy in anticipation of what's coming, you'll be happy forevermore, and everything you want will come quickly. You have to look forward and be happy in anticipation of what's coming. Happy in anticipation of what's coming. Because when you're hopeful, you're on the brink of your vortex. And when you're on the brink of your vortex, it brings you in frequently. And when you get in there, you have full sight. When you get into the vortex, vibrationally speaking, when you are up to speed and in that vortex, that's when you start rendezvousing with the things that really matter. That's when meaningful things start happening. That's when the speed of life picks up. That's when you feel vital and alive and frisky. That's when your feeling of passion comes over you. That's when you begin living exactly as you knew you would when you came. You did not come forth to suffer. You did come forth to sift contrast. But it was your plan to launch the rocket, then turn your attention to the idea in anticipation of the receiving of the desire and ride that joyful wave to its completion. And you knew that there would always be another platform and another set of contrasting experiences and another rocket. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing that is off limits. Don't be surprised if we do not encourage very much of your out of the vortex conversation. But we do appreciate and acknowledge the value of some of that out of the vortex conversation. Step one is sifting through contrast. It's when you ask. Step two is source answers. That's this vortex of creation we're talking about. Step three is you got to get in the vortex. That's what the art of allowing is. So, very good unfolding here. When you gain confidence in these laws of the universe, you'll be joyful no matter where you stand in relationship to anything you want. So when we began here today, we asked the question, so what's this belief thing? I want it, but I don't believe it because I haven't yet seen it. So a logical person would say, well, if I haven't seen myself do it, but I need to believe I can do it in order to do it, doesn't it seem impossible? And we say, not when you believe in the laws of the universe, not when you understand law of attraction, Not when you understand that you are non-physical energy first and foremost. You don't have to believe that you can accomplish that specific thing. You just have to believe that you can accomplish anything. You just have to understand that the universe has your back, that the law of attraction will yield to you the equivalent of what you're offering vibrationally. You just have to believe that your emotions never lie to you, that your emotions every time give you the feedback that lets you know whether you're in vibrational alignment with what you want or not. So over time, we've offered many different analogies, but our favorite one so far is this. So you are source energy, and a part of you comes forth into the physical, while the larger, far and away, the larger part of you remains eternally and non-physically focused, as source always does. Source, get it? Source. Some say, Abraham, why doesn't source come forth and be physical if source thinks we should like physical so much? And we say that's like asking the electricity in your wall to come forth and be the toaster. Sometimes the toaster is happy that there's electricity coming through the wall, you see. And so it's the same thing. Source is source, and you are an extension of source out here on the leading edge. So here you are out here on the leading edge as extension of source, exposing yourself to new ideas and launching constant new rockets of desire, which the source within you embraces and becomes the vibrational equivalent of immediately. And when that happens, there is a vibrational disparity between you and the physical and you and the non-physical. In other words, the non-physical you not only believes that this can be, but knows it. Not only believes and knows that it can be, but already is it. Already is it. It's already done, vibrationally speaking. When you ask, it's done. There's just one little thing you have to do as you are physically focused, and that is you have to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So over here, where who you really are is, and where the culmination of all of your rockets of desire are, and where the source within you in its expanded version because of you is, we're calling this the vortex of creation. It's the vortex. It's a vibrational reality. We talked earlier about how when you look at something that's already manifested in your reality, you say, well, I can believe that because I can see that. I believed my chair would hold me, and I believe the sun will come up in the morning because I've seen it enough that I believe it. There's a lot of things that I believe because I'm witnessing the manifestation of them. And we say, if you will decide today that you're not going to need to witness the manifestation of something before you believe it, you will become the creator who can create anything that you desire. And we want you to understand that it's easy to do because over here in your vibrational reality, by the way, this is the reality that precedes all manifested reality. So don't feel bad. Sometimes our physical friends think, oh, well, yeah, vibrational reality. I'm rich there. I'm skinny too. But what we want you to understand is the vibrational reality always precedes the reality. And if you have knowledge of the existence of this vibrational reality, if you know about this vortex, do you know what happens over here in this vortex of creation? Law of attraction is responding to the desire and causing a culmination, assembling all cooperative components. So everything that is necessary for the achievement of anything that you want has already been assembled. The question that we want to ask you is, are you a cooperative component? Or are you over here keeping alive a belief of doubt that contradicts what you're asking for? And the answer to the question, if you are feeling negative emotion, then you're keeping alive a vibration that contradicts it. Because if you're even hoping you're over here on the edge and the vortex is taking you in. In other words, this is a powerful vortex of attraction. And it will bring everything that matches it. But if you're over there beating the drum of why you want it, in other words, I want it because it's miserable not having it. I want it because I don't have it and I don't like not having it. As you beat that drum, you keep alive in yourself, active in your vibration, a frequency that prevents you from being brought in. If you could meditate, you'd stop your resistance and in you'd go. If you would appreciate, you'd stop your resistance and in you'd go. Even if you are in the attitude of hopefulness, in you'll go. But if you're mad, if you're ornery, if you're defeated, if you're fearful, if you're disappointed, if you're angry, if you're frustrated or overwhelmed, if you're feeling those emotions, and what are they? Those emotions don't just come out of thin air. Those emotions every single time are indicators of your vibrational relationship with who you have become. If life didn't cause you to become this more over here in the vortex, if your life hadn't caused the larger part of you to be there, you wouldn't feel bad not going. You could continue to focus upon unpleasant things. Problem with that is you were born knowing that you are worthy, and born knowing that you are good, and born knowing that life is supposed to be good for you. And when you first got here, you didn't have anything going on in your vibration that contradicted that. So you were tuned in most of the time, like the beasts of your planet are mostly in the vortex. And what we're wanting you to understand is that, yes, of course, you know what you don't want, but you also know what you do want. And the art of allowing, which is what we call these seminars, is about utilizing your emotional guidance system in order to recognize which end of the wave you're on every subject in the world. In other words, you, in the living of life and in the sorting through the contrast, you have launched a myriad of never-ending desires. And those desires are being held in a vibrational escrow by the larger part of you, who remains always on the knowing what I do want end of the vibrational stick. So you sort of understand, don't you, that you are more than you see here in these physical bodies. You are vibrational beings. You are source energy in physical form. You were non-physical energy before you expressed yourself here in this physical body. But when this you that you know as you was born into this magnificent physical body, the larger part of you still remains non-physically focused. Over time, man has tried to define that part of you. Sometimes you call it soul, or source, or God. We want you to understand that no matter what you call it, the larger part of you will always be non-physically focused, and the larger part of you will always be the holder of the leading edge desires that you have launched from your physical experience. In other words, sometimes physical humans have it backwards. They say, oh, non-physical is source-like, and it's all finished because it's not coming forth to suffer anymore. It's not coming forth to strive or to progress. And here we are, humble humans that we are, here serving our whatever it is, and learning and growing or climbing the karmic wheel or whatever. And hopefully we'll be able to prove ourselves worthy enough that we can return to heaven and never have to come back to earth again. And we say, you could not have it more screwy, because you are source energy, you are eternal beings, you are non-physical energy, and you love to send a part of that which is you into a leading edge experience where the environment can evoke from you new ideas of expansion, the evolution of all that is, not just the species on your planet, the evolution of all that is happening because of this leading edge time-space reality that you are focused within. So as you come forth and you are exposed to contrast and you know what you don't want, rockets of desires exude from you. And the non-physical part of you, that larger eternal part of you, rides that rocket and holds steady to that vibrational frequency. Now you're constantly amending it, but the source within you constantly holds to your new decisions. And every negative emotion that you ever feel, every single one, you or anyone you know, is because you have in your physicality expanded vibrationally to a new place. The larger part of you is holding to that new vibrational latitude, but negative emotion within you means you're not keeping up. You expanded, but your thoughts are still focused upon the contrasting environment that caused the expansion. It's like someone going to their mailbox, finding more bills than they can pay, feeling awful about it because they want to be responsible and keep their promises. They actually feel fear because they are focusing upon the exact opposite of what they want. They want prosperity. They're focused on the opposite of it. They want to be responsible and keep their commitments. They're focused upon not being able to do that. So as they focus on this reality, they feel negative emotion. Negative emotion not because they're focused upon reality, negative emotion because the reality that they're focused upon has them offering a different vibration than their desire.